I'm sure you guys can hear me well. We got 120 lawyers, so let's get through it. All right, how to automate your law firm with Zapier in under 30 minutes. I'm so glad you guys are here. You guys are definitely in for a treat. So first of all, the poll questions, if you already haven't answered it, just make sure to answer those. And make sure to stick to the end to receive your automate your law firm with Zapier Playbook. This is how you'll be able to save time by creating automated systems for your most repetitive and tedious tasks. I will give this out to people who attend to the end, so make sure to stick to the round to receive this. All right, so we all deal with stress on a daily basis. Today is about reducing your stress so you can enjoy the freedom to do what you love and what you're great at. Okay, I shared the same exact slide in our last training because it's so important, because this is a problem that I see 100% of all lawyers dealing with, stress. Okay, so today is about reducing that stress so that you can have the freedom to do what you love and what you're great at. That's the ultimate goal with everything that I share. So you could do what you love and what you're great at. And I shared this slide with you guys last time too in our last training, but I think it's very important to kind of address again. Stress comes from a lack of control. Again, stress comes from a lack of control. So if you ever find yourself to be kind of stressed out, then ask yourself, do I have control over the things that are happening to me? Are there things, external things that are happening to me that I don't have control over? And I'm here to tell you guys that's where stress comes from. Most of us know about this popular scene from I Love Lucy. It's a pretty funny scene where Lucy is working at this chocolate factory, and basically this conveyor belt brings all these chocolates in. And in the beginning, it's a very slow conveyor belt that brings in chocolates at at a slow pace, and Lucy is able to handle it. And then when the boss sees that, hey, Lucy is able to handle the workload, then she increases the speed of the conveyor belt, and then slowly the conveyor belt speeds up. We're those lawyers that are sitting there taking these chocolates and trying to manage all the tasks that we have in front of us. And the lawyer rat race has a direct negative effect on our well-being. And what I'm about to teach you with you guys is going to help you with being able to control the stuff that you have to do, all those tedious and repetitive tasks you have to do. And how often do we say these things? I know I need to follow up with my leads, but I don't have the time to. So put in the chat, if you guys say this to yourself, I know I need to follow up with my leads, but I don't have the time to. Say yes if you guys feel this way. Polly says yes. Josh says yes. Lamar says yes. Yes, yes. Justin says yes. Great. What about I'm tired of doing the same task over and over again? Yeah, do you guys say that? If you ever find yourself doing the same tedious tasks, Brent says yes, I love it. So many yeses. How about do you ever find yourself saying it's faster for me to just do it myself? Right? I know I say that sometimes, right? All right, how about this one? I don't know what or how to automate. Okay, so let me repeat these things, because these are things that we say to ourselves. By the way, I'm a lawyer, so I know if anybody understands these things, it's me, because I've been through it myself. That's how I'm able to relate with you guys so well. I know I need to follow with my leads, but I just don't have the time to. I'm tired of doing the same task over and over again. It's faster for me to just do it myself. And I don't know, but I know all those things, but I don't know what or how to automate. But the good news is that's the reason why you guys are here. And I'm here to break all these limiting beliefs for you today and show you guys how you're able to automate a lot of these things that you do have to do over and over. So the truth is, you can buy happiness by automating tasks that are repetitive and tedious. Okay, that's the trigger. If you ever find yourself doing repetitive and tedious tasks, that should be a trigger that maybe I should be able to either automate this or delegate this, so you can free up your time and help your law firm run on its own. Okay, this is completely possible. I'm about to discuss it with you guys. And instead of legal funnel, I teach that legal funnel is using people to replace you, and automation is using online tools to replace you. In our last training, we talked about delegation and hiring virtual assistants, and I shared how hiring virtual assistants has been one of my most, by far, leverageable ways to be able to free up my time to replace myself. Well, today's training is about using online tools to replace you, and that's essentially what automation is, just using online tools to be able to replace you. All right, sounds good? All right, and if you guys know me, if you guys are already familiar with me, it all ties back into this amazing book called The 4-Hour Workweek, where I got exposed to, again, the virtual model, which is basically you able to run your law firm virtually from anywhere in the world from your laptop, where it's not tied to any physical 9-to-5 schedule. Second part, this law firm, this ideal law firm, you want it to be automated so that it's running on its own, and it has to be scalable, which means it grows without you doing more work. Okay, this is, when I read this book about 5 or 6 years ago, when I read this book, I kind of envisioned my law firm being able to be virtual, automated, and scalable. This is my trifecta of how I run my law firms, and this is what I now teach inside of Legal Funnel. And today we're going to talk about how you're going to automate your law firm. So this second part, this automate part, there's two components of it. You're able to either by doing it through delegation or by using automation. So today we're talking about the automation part. So let me quickly share with you guys my story of why automation is necessary. Things that I was doing for my law firm when it comes to, creating funnels and client generation and creating email series, and all those things were working. However, I found myself doing a lot of tedious tasks. I found myself following up with leads manually. I had to go back and email people. I had to call people back. And I found myself in this kind of conundrum where, the stuff that I was doing was working, but I had to work more to get more from those results. So that's where I kind of had to find ways to be able to see, how can I automate this process? How can I automate my follow-up process? How can I take these leads, put it into a Google Sheet so I could automatically follow up with them, all this stuff. And that's the reason it came out of necessity to be able to learn these things. And now I'm about to share this with you guys. And I'm about to share with you guys that the best automation software for lawyers is Zapier. What is Zapier? Zapier is it's a tool that connects two different applications and moves information between them automatically. Okay, that's all Zapier does. So let me repeat again. Zapier connects two different applications and moves information between them automatically. Okay, so that's all it does. It just connects two different applications together, and it moves data from one place and moves it to another place. Okay, does that make sense? Pretty easy. That's all it does. Okay, I just want to simplify this what Zapier does for you guys in very simple terms. And what does Zapier allow you to do? What are the benefits? One is it allows you to automatically follow up with all of your leads. And I think this is probably the biggest case use of Zapier. Be able to create systems to automatically follow up with your leads. Okay. And today I'm going to focus in on this one more than any other things that Zapier can do, because I think this is by far the most important for lawyers, and it will be a game changer for you guys. Okay. That's the first thing that Zapier allows you to do. Second thing that Zapier allows you to do is it helps you sign up more clients, because you're able to, again, follow with more leads. You're able to kind of systematize and automate that part of the process to sign up more clients. Not only does it help you sign up more clients, but it also helps you serve the clients faster in a more efficient way without you necessarily doing more. And third, it also helps your law firm run on its own. Okay, who doesn't want to have a law firm that run on its own? Okay, Zapier is going to be an integral tool that's going to allow you to do that. And I can share with you that Zapier has been by far the most leverageable automation tool for my law firm. It's a blatant statement. In my last training, I shared with you guys that virtual assistants has been by far the most leverageable delegation tool for my law firm. Well, Zapier is by far my most leverageable automation tool for my law firm. And I also shared how we want to be the Oprah Winfrey of our law firm. We always wonder, like, how does Oprah do so much? Well, she's able to delegate a lot. She has hundreds of people that are working for her, and she probably uses a lot of tools and a lot of different ways to be able to automate the work for her. So that's the vision I want you guys to have. How can we be the Oprah Winfrey of our law firm? And what I'm about to teach you is based on automating over 50,000 tasks a month. I'm actually about 60,000 tasks a month, and running 7 automated law firms. Zapier has multiple plans, and I'm currently on the very last plan of Zapier. And I'm every month I max it out. The last plan allows 50,000, and every month I get up to 60,000. So if anybody can teach you guys about this experience and show you guys exactly how to utilize Zapier, I think it's me. And also, I run 7 automated law firms. I don't really share this instead of Legal Funnel. I don't really share exactly the types of law firms and law firms that I run myself. But I can share with you, I do have 7 law firms that are completely running on their own. They're all active. They're all generating leads. They're all generating clients. Clients are being served. And Zapier is an integral part of being able to do that. All right, so let's get to it. So how does Zapier work? Here's how Zapier works. It's very simple. It works like this. It starts off with, you got to ask yourself, when this happens, okay? So first you have a trigger. What is the trigger? Where does the data come from? Okay. So something has to happen first. The data has to come from somewhere. The lead has to come from somewhere. The booking has to come from somewhere. The payment has to come from somewhere. What is the trigger? The second part is you say, when this happens, do this. Okay, that's the second part, the action. So let me go again. When this happens, when the trigger happens, do this. That's all. That's all you need to know about how Zapier works. Okay, once you understand this very easy concept, then be able to use Zapier to make it work for your law firm. Simple? Yes? Say yes if you guys understand that. Yep, Limor says yes. When this happens, do this. Just by understanding this, you guys are afraid. Yes. Thomas says yes. Polly says yes. John says yes. Yes. Easy, right? Easy concept. Good, good. You have 140 lawyers in the house. I love it. Conditional logic. Exactly. It is a conditional logic. Good. 10-4. Good. Yep. Good. Yep. All right. So that easy concept. So today I'm going to show you how to automatically follow with your leads. I think that's by far the most important one. I think I'm going to focus in on that. And also I'll share with you guys the playbook that will show you what to do whenever you get a newly signed client retainer agreement signed, or if you get a new payment in, what to do with that. Also, I'll show you what to automatically do when your clients fill out your intake. Okay, so these are the 3 different triggers. When a new lead comes in, whenever you get a new client, either if they sign a retainer agreement, or if you're in transactional service, if you get payment, what to do at that time. Or third, after they become your clients, you typically need to get an intake filled out. So when your clients fill out this intake, what should you do? Great. By the way, just a heads up, whenever you are sending a message, just send it to panelists and attendees so everybody can see your messages. All right, so let me share with you guys the playbook. Here's the link. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. Zap Your Playbook. That's the link. Go ahead and click on it now. Once you go there, you will get this playbook right here, which has, I see you guys joining in right now. I see that. There we go. So the first page is the most important. This is a summary of what should happen when new leads come in, or if you get new retainer agreements signed, or new payments that come from Stripe or PayPal, or if you get new intake filled out either in Clio, Jotform, or any other form maker. Okay, so this is probably the most important. I see you guys are joining it right now. Here it is. If it's when it's printed out, it's like a 14-page playbook that I put together for you guys. It has screenshots. It has details, which I'll be sharing that right now. Very, very valuable. Haven't shared this anywhere else. And the way, by the way, to take advantage of this is either bookmark this, because I do update this in the future. If new things come up, I'm always updating and revising things. So bookmark it and print it out. That's the best way. And if you just want to keep a copy for yourself, and you'd be able to go to File, make a copy, and just keep a copy for yourself. But just heads up, if you do that, you won't get an updated version. I would say the best thing to do, here's the link, Josh. Best thing to do is bookmark it onto your computer, or save the link somewhere, so be able to get the updated information. And then other thing I would do is print it out. Okay, so I see you guys actually, there's 84 you guys that are on this document. Okay, so you guys have that. Great. So once you guys have this link, so let's talk about what happens when you receive new leads. Should I be on camera? Should I not? Let's just leave it on until I get for this. All right, so the first thing you want to do when you receive new leads is to text your prospects. Okay, there's different tools that do this. There's a lot of different tools that allow you to text your prospects. The two that I personally use is either Sales Message or Ring Central. Ring Central is great if you guys are already using Ring Central. If you already are using voice over IP, that has text, then most likely that tool should have an integration with Zapier that allows you to do the same thing. If not, I would sign up for one of these that allows you to text your leads. And I do a lot of lead generation, and I know texting leads work. Just make sure that you're TCPA compliant. Check with your state bar. Make sure you're with you're following all the ethical TCPA, all those rules. That's important. From what I know for TCPA, your leads need to consent to getting automated text. So make sure, again, I don't talk about that, but just giving you guys a heads up for you guys to do that. Andy asks, what about your leads that are abroad? So I've actually been through this myself. Typically, automated text and texting works. It's meant to be used for US leads. Broad ones, their phone numbers, they have like different area codes, and basically, long story short, it's only for US leads, pretty much. All right, so what else do we want to do? We also want the leads to receive automated emails, okay? And I see this also helping a lot with your leads. And the reason why you want to text your leads, you want to make sure that they receive automated emails, and obviously for them to get phone calls, is because everybody's responsive in different ways. Some people need to be like communicating through text. Some people like talking on the phone. Some people only want to hide behind their computer and be able to just email you their questions, or provide you all the documents through email. So you want to make sure you are addressing every different types of channels that your prospects need in order for them to become your clients. Okay, if you just have one source, if you're just calling up your leads, you're probably missing out on a lot of clients that are going to set up with you through text or through email. So just make sure you need to add those channels. I've seen this, and again, because I do a lot of lead generation, I do see this being kind of important to make sure you have all the different channels that you're able to talk to your prospects. What else do you want to do? By the way, I'm about to go and show you guys exactly how to set this up, but I'm just like summarizing for you guys. Next thing you want to do is maybe you want to notify your team. A new lead comes in. The leads are expensive. Anywhere from $20 to $500 per lead. Sometimes when it comes to different things, you need to notify your team. Hey, team, call up this lead. New lead come in. Call the lead right there. So how do you do that? Is you can either use Twilio, RingCentral, Sales Message, or if you have Slack set up for your law firm, which I highly recommend, by the way. You want to set this is the Zapier integration to notify your team, hey, this new lead came in. Here's their full name, their phone number, their email. Here's what they said. Call up the lead. Okay. Next, and important, probably you have to do like a rudimentary basic thing you have to do is make sure to add your leads to your CRM, Clio, case management software, whatever that is, or to at least a Google Sheet to be able to track your leads. Okay. Basic stuff. Yeah, everybody has to do. 100% of lawyers, you need to add your leads to one central database for your leads to be captured, so that you have a database. So that what if in a couple of weeks, in a month, or 6 months, you need to hit up these leads again. At least you have one central place that'll be able to follow up with them. Okay. Other thing you'll be able to do, if you have a database of your leads, then you'll be able to retarget them back on Facebook. You'll be able to retarget them back on YouTube, on Google, a lot of different places. So that way, you want to have, if a marketing company or somebody's going to work with you, they're going to ask, if they're smart enough, they're going to ask you, hey, do you have your database of your past clients, your past leads? Then you say, hey, there you go. Here's an export of all of my contacts. Okay. So make sure to always capture your leads in one central place. Okay. That's all you have to do with every lead. Okay. So again, summarize, you need to text your leads. You need to make sure that they receive automated emails. You need to notify your team, and you need to add them to a CRM or a Google Sheet. All right. So I'm about to come my video to show you guys how to do this. Okay. Everything that I teach inside of Zapier is here. Actually, let me just go on camera so you guys don't get bored. All right. So this is Zapier. How do you do this? Let's do it. By the way, this is what I'm about to share with you. I just want you to understand the concept, understand how I do it once. Then once you understand it, then you'll be able to apply it for yourself. Okay. So there's different tools that you'll be able to integrate. You probably have different sources where you get new leads. As long as you understand how to do it, then you'll be able to do it for yourself. Don't try to exactly memorize what I'm doing. Just try to understand what I'm doing. Okay. So the first part is whenever you get a new lead. So if you look at your playbook, so where do new leads typically come from? They either usually come from your website's contact form submissions. So if if there's a form on your website, that's where you capture your lead. If you capture your leads instead of ClickFunnels, okay, that's another place. What if you get new bookings from leads? That's another trigger for new leads. Or let's just say if a new lead gets added to your CRM, that could be your trigger, or anywhere else where new leads come in. Okay, so think about it right now. Where do my leads typically come through? And that's your trigger. Okay. So for this one, I've actually already created it, but let me show you guys. Let me show the end vision of this, and then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna actually build this out again. So what do we do? So let me again summarize it for you guys. The trigger is the lead comes through ClickFunnels. Then I'm gonna text the lead. They're gonna receive an automated text in sales message. Then I'm gonna set up an active campaign. I'm gonna add them to active campaign to receive an automated email series in active campaign. Then I'm gonna notify my team and say, hey, this new lead come in, call up the lead, and I'm gonna add the leads to my Google Sheets. Okay, so that's what I do. That's the end picture. And now I'm about to go from the beginning and show you guys exactly how it's done. By the way, Zapier, you start off with a free trial. Just start up, free trial, just sign up for that. And then depending on how many of these automations you use, then the plans goes up. Okay, so that's how. I know there's always questions about which plan. That's the answer. So what you do is you create a Zap. It's a big button. And the first question is, what is the trigger? So again, the trigger is where does the lead come in? So that could either be your contact form submissions. It could come from ClickFunnels, Calendly, your CRM. Where does the trigger come in? For me, a lot of the leads come from ClickFunnels. Okay, so that is the trigger. Trigger event. So first thing you do is you select the software. What is the trigger event? Is like whenever I have a new contact activity. Okay, so whenever a new contact gets added to ClickFunnels, that is the trigger event. You click on continue. Next is you're gonna add your ClickFunnels account. You're gonna give permission to Zapier that this is your ClickFunnels account. I own this account, so that way they're able to communicate with each other. Okay, so that's what you do here. That's the second step. I already added my past, my ClickFunnels account before, so it's saved. Once you do it once, something that you only do once, then you just select it. It's going to ask you now, depending on what the software is, it's going to ask you very specific questions for that. So for ClickFunnels, it's going to ask you which funnel do you want to apply this to. So, I have a lot of different funnels, but I created a test funnel last night. So I'm going to say this funnel for which funnel step. Funnel step is the landing page, is the funnel step. And again, you probably may have not used ClickFunnels and you'd be like, what does this mean? Again, the whole idea is you got to ask yourself, where do my leads come in? And then you create the trigger for yourself. Okay. Click on continue. And that was all the questions that I need to set up for the trigger. And what last thing you're going to do is you're going to test the trigger to make sure that data came in. So that means you should have a lead that was already submitted from that lead source to make sure that it works inside of Zapier. Okay, so yes, that lead that I already ran through this funnel, it has my name, it has my email address, it has my phone number, and any other information I may capture when I'm capturing this lead. So yeah, that looks correct. I'm gonna click on continue. And that was the trigger. That was the first part. Okay, we're 50% the way through. Next is what's the action that I want once this new lead come in, what do I want to do? So for me, I want to text the leads. So I'm going to search for sales message. Sales message, this is how it's typed out in Zapier. I'm going to select the app. What's the action event? I want to send a new text message. Click on continue. Which account? That's always going to be the second thing that it's always going to ask for me. If you haven't already set it up, you're going to set it up. So since I've already set it up, I'm going to select that account. Continue. Send message as. So again, depending on the app, it's going to ask you its own questions. So for this is the phone number that I'm sending texts from. the phone number is to what phone number do you want to send the texts to? Well, it's the phone number that I captured from the lead source. That's where you get the data from your trigger, okay? And you're gonna map that data that came from my trigger source and say, hey, I want you to text the phone number that I captured from the trigger. Okay, does that make sense? It's called mapping. You're taking data from another and you're saying, I want you to map this phone number to the phone number that I captured from the trigger. Okay, I hope that's a little bit confusing technical part, but it's called mapping. You're taking data from another place and you say, I want that data to go here into a sales message. Next is, what is the text message you want to send? Well, here's the good news. If you go to page 3 on your worksheet, on your playbook, since I do a lot of lead generation and client generation, I've figured out exactly what texts you should automatically text your leads. This is based on, again, thousands of texts sent in order to figure out exactly which one gets the most reply. Okay, so here it is. Let's go through it actually, because I think it's pretty, nobody shares this anywhere else. So let me share with you guys. There's a couple. The first couple are the ones that are working out great for us. So the first one is, hi, first name. This is Sam from, let's just say, Mollaei Law. When is a good time for us to talk about your car, your work issue, your car accident, your getting your LLC, whatever that is? Yes, Ariel, let me send you the link. Here's the link, Ariel. Okay, so that's the text that typically I see works pretty well. And usually the trick with these automated texts is you want to end with a question, because as I teach inside of Legal Funnel, nothing invokes an answer more than a question. Okay, so if you ever want people to do something, or if you want people to reply to you, end with a question. It's a very easy trick. Okay, that's the first text I would text. Another text that you send is, hi, first name. This is senior attorney Sam from Mollaei Law reaching out. I received your online submission. I would like to help you. We'll be reaching you out soon. Thank you. It's just a way to notify them, hey, maybe this one doesn't invoke as much response as the other one, but this also works too. But I typically like the first one the most. Next, this one is also good. Hi, first name. It's Sam, managing attorney at Mollaei Law. I see you have a employment issue. Is this correct? So what this is doing is invoking a yes or no question. It's a very obvious answer. Yes, that is exactly the reason why I'm talking to you. So invoke that yes. That starts the conversation. Another text you could send is a blatant, just not blatant, an explicit, just their first name question mark. So imagine all of a sudden you get a text that says Sam question mark. And you can't help it. Your first logical thing that comes to mind for you is like, you'd be saying, who's this? And then that's where you start the conversation. Okay, so that's another trick you can use. It works. It invokes a response, but sometimes they could be caught off guard. So that's another one you can use. Or you could say, hi, is this Bob? Or hi, Bob, want some help with blank? Or hi, Bob, it's Sam from Mollaei Law. You scheduled with us with regards to setting up your LLC, question mark. So these are, again, different text messages to be able to use. So for me, you know what? I like the first one. I'm gonna go back into Zapier. And now we have little placeholders where it says, hey, first name. Okay, so I want to be able to customize that. Well, I captured the name here. There are ways, what I typically do is there is a way to format the full name to split it up into first name and last name. I usually do this. I don't want to get too technical, but you know what? I will. So what do you do? Let's just say you have a full name and you want to split it up into first name and last name. So, well, there's different options that Zapier gives you. There's the filter, which says, let's just say, for example, if I have different Calendly events, and I want to say, hey, it should be a trigger every time there's a Calendly event, but only start this Zapier if it has this event name. Okay, so I'm able to filter depending on what the answers are. I'm about to say only proceed forward with this Zapier integration if the answer mentions this. Okay, so that's what filtering is. Formatting is formatting numbers, text, things like that, which is what I'm about to set up. Or delay, hey, I want you to wait 10 minutes before you text somebody, for example. Okay, for this, I'm gonna format it. Again, this is the one I'm about to show you right now in the next couple of minutes. In the next minute is a little bit more advanced, but let me just show you guys just in case you want to split up something. So the action event is I want to format text. Okay, so sometimes if you want to do different formatting to numbers, you have to select numbers. But for this, it's text that I'm formatting. Continue. Transform. What do you want to do basically? Well, you're able to capitalize. And what I want to do is split the text. I want to split the first name and last name into two parts. The input is the full name. Okay. What is the separator? It's this. Just take this. Basically, say every time there's a space, that should be, that tells Zapier, hey, split up this part. Segment index is, hey, I want the first word in this full name. Continue. And test and review. So it's taking that Sam Mollaei, my first and last name, and spits it, and the output is Sam. Great. Now that I have that, I'll be able to go back to the sales message step and say, hey, this part where I want to put the first name, I want you to put that output right there. So this is right here. Got that? This is Sam from Mollaei. When is a good time to talk to us about your employment, about your issue at work, or by your car accident? Whatever that is. Okay. So again, I gave you guys a bunch of templates for different sales messages, make it work for yourself. Great. Next thing I'm going to do, so first name, I'm going to take that from the first name. For last name, you basically have to do the same step for this, but except the index is going to be the second right here. When you choose the segment index, it will be second for the last name. Okay. I'm not going to set that up right now. I just wanted to show you guys how to do that once. Okay. So let me just, first name again right here, that came from the first name. Email address, again, that came from your trigger source, which is right here. And continue. And now test and review. And guess what? I'm going to receive a text right now. I'm about to show you guys. Let me pull out my texts. There we go. Text just automatically came in. Hi, it's Sam. This is Sam from Mollaei. When is a good time for us to talk about your car? The trigger worked. Great. I actually received a text about this. Wonderful. That's the first trigger. Next, I have it right here. Next thing I'm going to do is for them to receive automated emails. By the way, if you guys are getting good value from this, just put a yes. Does it make sense? Just put a yes if you guys are getting value from this right now. Good. Robert says yes, yes. Good. Good, good, good. 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 I love it. I love it. Still 136 lawyers here. I love it. You guys there's a lot more that I'll be sharing with you guys. Good. Sabra, Ruben, Aida, Aaron, thumbs up. Dan says, Sandy, I love it. Okay, great. Next, active campaign. The action is active campaign. Now I'm going to go through it a little bit faster. Event is, I want you to create or update contact. Continue. Next, as I showed you guys, you're gonna connect your accounts. So if you already, you're only gonna do it once. Once you do it once, you're gonna just select it, your active campaign account. Click on continue. Now it's gonna ask you, what do you want to do? Okay. Well, first thing I want you to do is to add it to the active campaign list. Instead of legal funnel, I teach about active campaigns. I show you guys how to set up active campaigns. I'm not going to show it to you guys today. For session 7 students, that's in module 5. We'll be talking about all about active campaign, how to create emails, how to create automatic emails, what to say in your emails, all that stuff. So I'm not addressing that, but I'm just going to pretend like you guys already have an automated email series set up in active campaign. Okay. It's very valuable and it saves a lot of time. So the list is, well, first of all, I think I chose the wrong account. My legal funnel account. Continue. The list is, I've already set this up inside of active campaign. It's a test list. The email address that I want the emails to go to will come, again, you're mapping it from the trigger, which is the email address that I captured in ClickFunnels. The first name is where I created right here, right? Where I created earlier. Bam. Last name is, if I would have created the same thing here for the second segment, that would be the last name there. Phone number is, again, comes from ClickFunnels or your lead source. Tag is a way for you to say, hey, what is the source of this? So let's just say this is coming. It's a ClickFunnels business lead. That's basically how I use tags instead of active campaign. It's just a way to say, hey, add this lead to the test list and tag it as it came from ClickFunnels. Continue. And test and review. And let me just quickly show you guys what this means. Okay, so right now, what I did is I basically added this lead to the test list, and I took that data from ClickFunnels and I gave it to ClickFunnels by putting the first name here, last name here, phone number here, the email address here. I added a tag, and I have an automation. Again, I teach this inside of Legal Funnel. I go a little bit more in depth about this. I create an automation in Active Campaign that says, hey, every time somebody is added to the test list, I want you to send these series of emails. Okay, send email 1. Then I want you to wait for 1 day and send email 2. Okay. Again, for our past funnel legal funnel students, I already showed you guys this. If not, if you guys are in session 7, it's in module 5. It's very valuable to create these automated emails once. And then from now on, every time your leads enter your funnel or you capture their leads, they're able to receive the automated emails that are coming from you. A lot of times, about 5 to max 10% of your leads will respond back to these automated emails and say, hey, what do I need to do? Or they have questions, you answer them. And through that, you're able to sign them up. Okay, this works. And this is, again, how you're able to automatically follow with your leads so that you don't have to actively, manually follow with them, send an email, create the system once, and they're able to receive emails from you for the next couple months, 6 months, a year. And every time, you send a broadcast email, they're able to receive emails from you. Good question, Yandy. I'll try to answer your questions at the end. All right, so that's Active Campaign. Next thing we want to do is I want to notify my team. So there's different ways to notify our team. You could either use Twilio, RingCentral, sales message to text your team and say, hey, this lead just came in. Or if you have Slack set up, Slack is a way for you to be able to internally communicate with your team, everybody that works at your law firm, to notify your team, hey, this lead just came in. Okay, so let's go set it up. So let's go back to Active Campaign. Go back to Zapier. We already created these actions. Next is Slack. To answer your question, yes, Angel. So that is the action, Slack. Action event is I want you to send a channel message or send a direct message. If there's like one person in your team that you just want to notify them, individually message them, then you send a direct message. Or if you have like a team, then you send a channel message. You just say you create a team for signups. So send a channel message. You're going to connect your account. Continue. Now, what is the action? Well, I want you to message my test channel, and I want you to say, hey, new lead came in. New lead. And I want you to map the full name, the phone number, and maybe their email, and say new business lead, for example, and say call lead now. Okay, so I'm notifying my team, hey, this lead just came in. It's a business lead, whatever that is. Call the lead now. Great. All this other stuff, you could play around with it, but let's just skip it for now. And now, let me open up my Slack, show you guys what that looks like. So instead of Slack, we have a test channel and test and review. I'm about to get a new, bam. Just notifies my team, hey, whoever's inside this channel, this lead just came in, they're able to, you know, tell them, hey, every time you contact the lead, you know, give it, you know, completed kind of emoji on it. Or people are your team can, you know, say, I called the lead, blah, blah, or, you know, can be able to communicate with each other. So, you know, that's how you're able to do that. Manage your leads to notify your team. Wonderful. What else? What else do you want to do? We also want to, last thing is, by default, again, this is very important to do, to add your leads to your CRM, okay? If you have a, you know, CRM, case management software, Clio, that's something you always want to do. Add them there. What I do, at the very least, I add them to a Google Sheet. So let's set that up. If you guys ever wondered how to add information or leads to Google Sheets, this is how you do it. So you add a new action. It's Google Sheets. Action event is to create a new spreadsheet, bro. Let me actually open up this. And you should already create this Google Sheet before you do this. You know, okay, so let me show you the guys how, again, I generated about 400 clients a month across 20, 30 plus law firms. And I actually use Google Sheets for all the tracking. And this is how I set it up. I'm about to share with you guys my internal way that I do this. Okay. So I typically start off with the date. The first row is always the date, then the name, either splitting up, you know, either full name or first name, last name, then email, their phone number, then what any other information that you collect. And then I also have two columns. One is lead status and what is lead notes. Lead status is a general, you know, options that every lead falls into one of these different categories. Either there was a wrong info, maybe the phone number didn't work, maybe the lead didn't qualify, maybe there's a maybe again, this depends on what type of, you know, what type of leads you get. But for these particular ones, maybe you need to get them to fill out an intake or qualify them further before you know, send them a retainer. Then you could be investigating the lead. Maybe you're trying to figure out whether they qualify or not. And then maybe you send a retainer, and then once you retain them, and there could be other lead statuses such as first call, no answer, second call, no answer, third call, no answer, future case, and then, you know, settlement paid, referred, whatever that is. Again, how do you create this? Is you create you select the column, you go to data validation. On the criteria, you select list of items, and you're able to write out the options separated by commas about the options that you want to give to your team that, hey, I want every lead to be categorized as this. Okay. Again, not wrong info, not qualified, good lead, retainer sent, retained, whatever that is, whatever that makes sense for you guys. And then lead notes is just the internal way to keep track of the date and who did it. So let's just say I called the lead 6-1, Sam, talked to wife, wants call back at 4 p.m. It's just a way for, you know, for your team to be able to kind of capture the date, who called them, and what happened, and whether you should call back. Okay, so this is how I'm able to use Google Sheets to be able to keep track of leads. If you have your own internal way, your own case management software to be able to, you know, to track your leads and make sure that you have one central place where all your team knows what's happening to every lead, do that. But this is what I, typically do. It's very easy. Google Sheets, very easy. Everybody knows how to use it. You're able to filter out different things. I kind of go into the more details of it inside of Legal Funnel. All right, so that's Google Sheet. Make sure you set that up. So let's go back to Zapier. What I want to do is, the action is to create a spreadsheet row. Your account, your Google Sheet account, is you're gonna set it up once. Once you set it up, it'll be inside of your Zapier account. And now it's gonna ask you what is action. So I want you to add this lead to my Google Drive. Which spreadsheet? So this is the spreadsheet that I created inside of my Google Drive account. So what I'm gonna do right now, it's loading up all my things. So I'm gonna, whatever the title of the Google Sheet is, the title of it is new lead test. Great, I select that. Worksheet is which tab? So the tab is called leads. I'm gonna say, hey, add the lead to the leads tab. And now it's gonna pull out all of the headings that I already set up before in my Google Sheet. Okay, so I already created this date, email, name, email, phone number, lead status, and lead notes. Now the date is, I want to map the date that I captured from ClickFunnels. So this is the date right here. And if you ever can't find something, you'll be able to just search for it. Let's say date, you'll be able to find that from ClickFunnels. The name is, for example, let me search for name. That's there. Email address, let me just search for it. Oh, here's the email address. Phone number is, let me just search for phone number. Wonderful. And then these two are blank because that's what my team fills out manually. And now I'm gonna run a test, and you will see, bam, the lead. Well, the phone number is missing, so let's see what happened there. Yep, phone number. I guess I didn't press enter, so let me put it in again. Press enter. Great. Continue. And run it again. Bam. The lead came in. Again, the lead, whatever that lead source is, that information will get automatically added here. The date, name, email, phone number, whatever other question that you capture from your leads automatically gets added to a lead sheet. And then also have two columns. One, which is kind of like the lead category, the lead status. You create those options for them. So that way all leads fall into one of those categories. And then another place is just a way for you to internally keep track of the date, who called them, what was the notes. And then, again, be able to use this sheet to be able to capture those leads. I have leads. I have Google Sheets that have about, 12 to 15,000 of these leads captured in Google Sheets. And I actually have one law firm that I'm generating a lot of clients for. I think we're at 125 clients per month, and we're just using a Google Sheet, a system just like this, to be able to track all of the leads. So this does work. It's very easy to teach. It's very easy to be able to hand off to your team. And as long as, again, you create the systems for your team to be able to handle this. All right. And that's it. So this is how I'm able to automatically follow with my leads. So the trigger is ClickFunnels. That could also, you could create your trigger to be Calendly. If you get, every time you get a new Calendly booking and you want them to automatically receive automated texts or emails, that's how you're able to do that. Or again, whatever the trigger that is. Okay. Next is you're able to kind of, if you need to filter out, or if you need to format the answers that you get from your trigger, you're able to create it here. Then they will receive automated text instead of sales message. Then they will receive automated emails with active campaign. Then you want to, maybe notify your team. Maybe you'll be able to, with Ring Central or sales message, text your team, be like, hey, this new lead came in. And by default, all these leads should automatically be added to your CRM, or at the very least, a Google Sheet for you to have one central database for all your leads to be captured in one place. So be able to go back to these leads and call them up in the future. All right, good. Come on, yes, the recording will be emailed as well. So let me know if that was really valuable so far. That was by far the tracking up, following up with your leads is the most important. So let's take, yeah, good. We still have 135 followers. I love it. And it looks like this is actually being live streamed to my own personal Facebook page. So again, if there's non-lawyers that are watching this, which I think that happened last time, I had a couple of friends who messaged me and tell me that I didn't realize this is what I do and this is what I teach. It's pretty cool. Sure. Good. Got it. Polly, Aida. Good. All right. So what else can you do? Next trigger is if you ever get a new retainer agreement signed, or if you get a new payment that comes in from Stripe or PayPal, that could be the trigger. Okay. So for most of us, again, it's you're going to get a new retainer agreement signed, either that comes from DocuSign or HelloSign or any of those tools. But if you don't use an e-signature software, please do. Don't expect your prospects to print out something and print it and sign it by hand and scan it to you. That's a very good way to get a lot of people to not sign up with you. Just make sure that making it easy for your prospects to sign up with you. Or the trigger could be if you capture payments. Every time you get a payment, what should you do? So ask yourself that question. Every time I get a new client, what do I want to automatically to be done? Okay. So one is maybe you could notify your team. Again, notify your team, hey, this client came in. Same thing. Or you could add your client to your CRM or to Google Sheets to keep track of your clients. Okay. So does Vado, those other tools, and whatever tool that you have that you need to keep track of your clients, that will be your action. Okay. So I'm not going to go into showing you guys exactly how to do this. It's, I think, from what I shared about how to automatically follow with your leads, be able to apply the same thing, except maybe the trigger will be, for example, the event, the program they're using is that Stripe. So every time a new charge comes in, a new payment comes in from this Stripe account, this is what I want you to do. Okay, so that will be the trigger. Okay, so think about yourself right now. What is my trigger for getting a client signed up? If it's DocuSign, then you're gonna select DocuSign here. If it's Stripe, you select Stripe. If it's PayPal, you select PayPal. Okay, so ask yourself, and then you go through the motions. What do I want to be done? You connect that account, and you answer the questions. You map that information to your app that you're adding the information to. Good. And what's the third one? Is whenever you get a new client fills out an intake, okay, whether that comes from Clio or job form, okay. Every time a new client comes in, and you have to ask, does Zapier connect with LawPay? So let's take a look. Shell asks, does Zapier connect with LawPay? Let me just quickly look that up for you. Nope, unfortunately not. And that means whenever I see a tool is not integrating with Zapier, that means they're either very behind on tech, or then they need to do a better job. So most tools, I'd say 98% of tools these days have a Zapier integration. So if they don't, then just notify them, hey, we need a Zapier integration. If they don't, it's kind of like alarm bells. Like you're supposed to be a tech tool, and you don't even integrate with other tools using Zapier. By the way, Zapier is the most popular tool when it comes to this integration. So if they don't have a Zapier integration, I'm like, kind of weird. But anyways, so what happens whenever you get a new client that fills out an intake is, maybe again, you want to notify your team, hey, this new intake came in, go ahead and serve them that way. Go ahead and get their documents prepared, whatever that is. Or you want to add their intake answers to their CRM, okay, their leads. Maybe you want to, hey, add the information that you capture from your intake, add them to your Clio, to your file line, whatever that is, that's able to do that. Or you want to also connect to a PDF software to automatically fill out a PDF, okay, if necessary. If you need to get a PDF automatically filled out, you have to take your intake answers and fill out your PDF. You can use PDF filler for this. However, in my own personal experience, I personally like using virtual assistants to just do this manually, you know. So that's me personally. Maybe I haven't set it up yet. Maybe I eventually will. But for now, I just use my virtual assistants to basically be able to fill out PDFs for me. It works. It's fine. It's cost effective. But if you want to do that, I think one of the tools that you'll be able to use is PDF filler. Does Zapier integrate with Adobe Sign? So yeah, just Adobe Sign, Zapier, and see what comes up. Yep, looks like it does. I would say like 95 to 98% of tools these days should have a Zapier integration. So yeah, most things you could think of should have a Zapier integration. Okay, so just to summarize, when a new lead comes in, you'll be able to text the lead, you'll be able to add the lead to ActiveCampaign to receive automated emails, be able to notify your team, and just make sure to add your lead to a CRM or Google Sheet. Or the next trigger could be whenever you get a new retainer agreement signed, or if you get a new payment from Stripe or PayPal, you gotta ask yourself, what do I want to be done? And again, go through the motions. Or if you get a new intake filled out, so you know, whenever you get a new client and you get those questions answered, what do I automatically want to do with that? Okay, maybe I want to notify my team. I want to add their answers to CRM and Google Sheets, or I want to get the PDF filled out. Okay. And bonus, don't forget to add any important information to Google Sheet for tracking purposes. This is what I have a rule of thumb. I always, anytime I have any data from anywhere, I add it to a Google Sheet to have one central place to have the information that I'm able to retrieve automatically. Okay, so have that in mind. All right. All right, so this is just one of the methods we teach inside of Legal Funnel Mastery. All right, this is one. I just exposed you to one tool. Instead of Legal Funnel Mastery, I share 20 different tools that helps you automate your law firm. Just one of them. It's very powerful, but just know there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more other tools. So what I want to do is to provide you a special one-time offer only for the attendees of this training. So I have a list of people from Zoom. Zoom gives me a list of people who actually attended this training. And I'm going to offer this only to people who registered and actually attended, where we're offering 12 scholarships based on a first come, first serve basis to join Legal Funnel before Friday, June 11th. So that gives about 10 days or so to be able to join Legal Funnel Mastery. What is Legal Funnel Mastery? Well, it's a coaching program that will teach you how to automate your dream virtual law firm. All right. And the way to join, and in order for you to join, you have to apply to Legal Funnel here. Again, if you want to join, we're offering 12 scholarships before June 11th. Today's June 1st. You need to apply at legalfunnel.com/video to join our coaching program. This is our flagship program. If you guys are inside of our Facebook group, this is essentially the main program that teaches you about this. And we also have Legal Funnel Platinum, which is provides you weekly calls with me personally to review your growth, with personalized with sales funnel video review, where I basically review what you're doing with the videos, and I provide you that personal kind of accountability. And again, I also provide that accountability with Platinum. So again, two programs: Legal Funnel Mastery, which is our main flagship program. But if you want more close kind of coaching, I also have Legal Funnel Platinum, which I just explained. Again, in order for you to apply and take advantage of the scholarship, you have to go to legalfunnel.com/video and book a time to speak to our Legal Funnel advisors, Amanda and Kalinda. So what is it? What is Legal Funnel Mastery? The end goal is to be able to help you automate your dream virtual law firm. Okay, the same way that I've been able to automate 7 law firms for myself. Just one of my law firms has 2,477 Google 5-star Google reviews. Every single one of these reviews is real. And I take all this experience that I had for the past 7 years and then I hand it off to you guys. So a lot of things that I teach, everything that I teach is based on things that I've done myself. I don't teach things based on theory or things. And I see a lot of other people trying to coach. The thing is, practicality and actually doing it is very different from just talking about concepts. Okay. So that's how our program is different. It's based on practical things that I've done myself, not for my own law firms, but also I do a lot of, again, lead generation, client generation for a lot of other law firms in different niches. I take all that experience and I pass it on to you guys. It's 12 weeks of live coaching where you will own your own funnel by the end of the program. So you own everything yourself. So far, we've had 186 lawyers who have already enrolled in session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're currently in session 7. To our Legal Funnel students that are still here, just say that you guys are here. To our Legal Funnel students, say something about the program. Are you guys enjoying the program? Then let me know. Do it. Brandon says do it. It's a wonderful program. I have blown up my firm because of it. I appreciate you, Brandon. Loving it. Erica says the program is awesome. Great program. I love it. Appreciate that, Dan. Eric, great program. Dan says it's such a wonderful program with so much great information. Aaron says it's a great program. Definitely do it. It is now. It's great. As Sabra says, it's great. It's going great so far. Stuart, to answer your question, just apply so we can answer all your questions for you. Reggie says, love Legal Funnel. I appreciate you guys. Steven says here, awesome program, great value, has freed my life. This is the reason why I do everything that I do. Dan says Sam is generous and the program is great. The mindset shift, yes, I cannot address how important this mindset shift is, and also exposing you to all these systems and things. Just getting the exposure of this is really valuable. Ria says, yeah, it's been great with so much valuable information. Elijah says, currently in the program and learning a lot. Kevin says, learning a lot. Ariel says, get a program, man, really need to do this. Shireen says, very well put together and tons of value. Appreciate you, Shireen. Jason says, enjoy Legal Funnel 7, learn to learn more and more. Love it. Thomas says, yes, do the program. It has huge value. You learn new things every session, just like today. Does it work for PI? To answer you, yes, Carl, it does. Where do you apply again? This, by the way, to our Legal Funnel students, I appreciate it. Ben says, you're the man, Sam. Thanks for delivering more than I ever imagined. You're so welcome. Jennifer says, muchas gracias. Ruben says, Cheval says, I joined already, but almost joined again after this webinar. How about immigration? Yes, yes. So let me actually, let me go through this. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. That literally, you guys can see from my smile how happy that makes me. So students have created and completed their own legal funnel to get bookings and calls from their clients, and even some have grown to 6 figures a month. And our legal funnel students have applied legal funnel to all types of law, including estate planning, immigration, business, family law, definitely PI, adoption, workers' comp, criminal defense, employment, contracts, real estate, trademarks, and so much more. I try to teach things in concepts form, and I teach you guys in a way where I'm teaching you guys how to fish yourselves. Okay, so I teach things in kind of concepts that you'll to apply yourself, and I do. Since I do lead generation, different types of law, I kind of get the big picture. There's these types of law firms where maybe it's about free consultations. So this is how you should set up your client generation. Or there's some that are like transactional, and then this is how you do it. So I always have that in mind. Yeah. So I try to have every type of students involved, in mind. And about 50%, 70 of our students have recorded raving video testimonials, and you guys actually saw a couple more testimonials from our students. By the way, I appreciate every single one of you guys for posting that. And I provide all the tools, resources, and tricks you need to get clients online and automate your law firm the same way that I've been able to generate over 7,000 clients online and gather over 2,477 5-star Google reviews. And also what I have in mind for our legal funnel students is every time I come up with something new, I always have you guys in mind first. I email you guys the recording first. I give you guys that too. So, if anything new comes up, I always have our legal funnel students in mind. Let me just share with you guys a couple of good case studies. Crystal Lawson used legal funnel to get her calendar fully booked. And notice that as soon as she came into our program, she was implementing right away. And the good news is I've actually been seeing her ads on my own Facebook feed, and she's being able to fill up her calendar. Jana has automated her email inbox, which gives her freedom of time. Something internally that we've noticed is it's not just about client generation and funnels. That's cool and all, but I think I'm going to try to focus more on automation and running your law firm on its own. So I'm going to, add more and more to the program about that as well. So it's not just about funnels and things like that, which I do share, but I also want it to be a lot about automations, autopilot, all these systems behind running an automated law firm. Okay. So Jana has been able to automate. This is just last week that she messaged me on Facebook. She said she went from 112 emails to 21 that actually needed my attention. Crazy that 90% of my inbox was actually necessary, and the other 81% was wasting my time. I love it. I personally only answer about 5% of my emails, and I show the systems how I did it for myself, and I show it inside of Legal Funnel. And now our Legal Funnel students are just started that journey in our session 7, just started that journey of learning how to structure the email inbox and how to create those systems behind answering a lot less emails. Okay, this is completely possible. Chad, who's one of our most successful Legal Funnel students, has actually he's gone up to back-to-back 100K a month. He just messaged this to me a month ago. That was his goal when he entered Legal Funnel, and he's been able to hit it. Great job, Chad. Amber, she got 9 scheduled bookings within her first 2 weeks. Amazing, Amber. I'm so proud of you with that. I have to check in with you and see how things are going. And Julio used Legal Funnel to get to, I believe now he's at 1.2 million TikTok followers and hundreds of clients. So with the things that I shared inside of Legal Funnel, he learned that, hey, my traffic source should be TikTok. And he went hard on TikTok. He attached a funnel to it, and he's been able to get hundreds of clients by leveraging TikTok traffic and a funnel to now be able to grow his law firm more beyond you can imagine. Amazing. And what else? Donovan, he's been immigration lawyer. He's been able to fully booked his calendar for the next for a month and a half. He cannot take on any more bookings. And when I met up with him, I basically taught him, showed him how to be able to hire other people to be able to kind of take on the bookings, so that he doesn't have to do bookings himself. And there's so much more of these reviews from our legal funnel students that start this journey with me, and it again opens up their minds to see what is possible. The end goal is to grow and automate your dream virtual law firm. Okay, imagine yourself, just trying to think about it. How does it feel like to run a law firm that run on its own? That's the vision that I'm helping you guys kind of achieve little by little. It took me 7 years to get to this point, and I take all those life lessons and I share it. Okay, that doesn't mean it's going to take you 12 weeks to, all of a sudden you have, automated law firm. It's the program is 12 weeks to get all the information that you need in those 12 weeks. And then, in the next months, years, and things you're working towards it. Okay, we have so many more video testimonials. Our legal funnel advisors, again, can provide you all the details about exactly what the program is, how it works, the schedules, all that stuff. This is our last session. We had 55 lawyers at the time that I took the screenshots join on one big Zoom session or coaching call, be able to ask very good advanced questions, be able to learn a lot from each other, and be able to kind of help each other automate our law firm. Here's 5 ways we support you. Again, live coaching on Zoom, live Q&A at the end of the coaching calls. You get worksheets, just like how you got worksheets like this. You guys get something to be able to fill out that you actually be able to implement. It kind of keeps you accountable to apply as you go along. You get access to all the tools and resources and experts I personally use. Only if especially with the experts, I really have to have confidence in them in order for me to make the referrals. But whenever I do have that confidence, then yes, I freely share those as well. And you also get access to our private Slack channel, be able to ask questions from me, get help from other people. And it's a good community that we have inside Legal Funnel. More reviews, as you guys already saw in our chats. Erica says, yes, there's a lot of questions and dialogue that goes on, and Sam does looms for us, which is extremely helpful between our meetings. Thank you so much, Erica. Erica, people didn't see your message because you sent to panelists, but I appreciate that, Erica. Thank you so much for sharing that, and so much more from our past students. I've actually also been able to receive now my third of these 2 Comma Club awards, which means I've been able to generate over $1 million online with the use of these systems with funnels. And I passed those lessons on to you guys. Again, and the reason why I'm able to get 3 and not just 1 is because it's the same cookie cutter process, the same thing. Once you forgot the lead generation part, then you figure out how to automate it by hiring virtual assistants, using a lot of Zapier, Google Sheets, all those things that I share into the program, and just be able to replicate the same thing. Once it clicks for you, you're like, wait, this is actually kind of easier than I thought. At least you have the vision that you're striving towards and you're building it out for yourself. Sure, Dan. And also, if you joined before Tuesday, you also get the ultimate virtual law firm tool list to automate your law firm. This is all the tools that I personally use to be able to automate a law firm. Everything. I share with you guys everything. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. And I also want to ask you guys, one moment. Let me just launch poll 2. If you are interested, again, in joining Legal Funnel, be able to go to that link that I provide you, or go to that link that I just messaged out to book a call. And yeah, I see the bookings coming in right now. So if you guys are interested in this, in be able to automate your law firm, just make sure to book a call with one of the links that I sent you. Or if you want us to reach out to you guys, just answer those poll questions and we'll send you an email. But yeah, the best way to do it, and especially to make sure that you secure that scholarship, that was one of those 12 scholarships that we're offering until June 11th. Just make sure to book a call as soon as you can to secure one of those 12 spots. What else? Let me also quickly answer some FAQs. I know you guys have these very specific questions before you guys even ask it. Can I have an assistant attend for me? So yes, if you have somebody in-house, not a marketer, I don't want a third-party marketer joining our program, and I have a lot of those. I think 10% of my email list is marketers. I get a lot of, I think on a weekly basis, I wake up to a new person copying me on Facebook these days. But if you have an in-house person that either works for you directly, just for you, and if you want them to join the program with you, we allow that. Okay. So if you want, you want to learn yourself, but also have an implementer join the program with you, we allow that. Will it work for my area of law? Yes. The answer is yes. These concepts and everything applies to every type of law. So I keep things very generally broad on purpose so you can apply it for yourself. If there's times where I need to address specific types of law, I address those as well. Do I need to have technical knowledge? No, nothing technical. I'm very conscious of this. There was one technical part of setting up these systems that I actually, through teaching these legal funnel sessions, that I learned, that I basically create a system for it to take for me to take those that technical aspect off your hands. So there's no, basically the answer is there's nothing. You don't have to be technical to be able to apply this stuff for yourself. I share my screen. Everything's shared in the easiest way that I could share with you guys. How can I fill in this program? It all comes down to you. All the information and everything that I possibly could share and teach, it's all there. Okay. There's nothing on my end that I think I could do. I promise you, I give you guys my all. The only way to be able to fill in this program is you. If you're, if you don't, you need to basically stay on track. And I do everything on my end to hold you accountable. I check in with you guys. I help you if you guys help. I have you guys fill out an accountability, and I check in with you guys if you are not. I see you guys are kind of lagging behind. But the only common denominator between people who are successful and not, it just comes down to you. So have that in mind. But again, we do everything in our end to make sure that you're successful as possible. So, as long as you come in with a good attitude, you're open to learning and applying, and you're kind of intrigued about this stuff, then I promise you'll be successful with this. What recurring costs will I need to invest to make this work? I would say about $120 to $150 a month for the certain tools that I recommend. At any time, I teach inside a legal funnel. I usually recommend signing up for something, on a monthly basis. Then if you see that you actually are using it, then at that point, you'll be able to sign up for it yearly. But yeah, how much time commitment is needed per week? I would say 2 to 3 hours a week. Okay. And what I usually teach inside a legal funnel is you associate Tuesday mornings right now to working on your law firm, working on these systems, these things to help you run and automate a law firm. Okay. So either Saturday mornings or Tuesday mornings to work on your law firm. And will I own the funnel and the systems? Yes, you own everything yourself. I don't hold you, I don't hold anything for you. I don't own anything. Everything you built it out for yourself, because I know what it's like, again, to be a lawyer myself. There's been times where I hear lawyers that there's marketing companies that own their websites or that own their funnels and marketing things. I don't do that. I do believe in having, what's the word? I forgot the word, but ownership over your own, everything that you built for yourself. Again, it's always important to be an owner. You want to be the equity owner of everything you build out for yourself. That's how you're able to be successful in life. So again, you apply to join. What day and time are the calls? So the good news is, Angel, is that if you're able to attend this call, then you're able to attend the coaching calls. It's Tuesday at this time, basically at 1 p.m. Eastern time, typically for 2 hours. So it's Tuesday mornings. And again, if you would like to join, go to this link to be able to apply. Or if you already have booked a time and applied with us, either email your advisors, either Amanda at advisor@legalfunnel.com, or Clinda, who's been with us for over a year now, who's been able to see the progression of our students from session 1 to now teaching session 7. Again, being able to teach the things over and over really does help me refine the program more and more for you guys. And she's been able to see that growth, again, from those students that we had in session 1 to now. The questions are getting more advanced. And the people that we're getting is just not better, but basically just more advanced students. So these concepts are not going away. I want you guys to have this huge first mover advantage to apply these systems for yourself. Again, 12 scholarships available based on first come, first serve basis before Friday, June 11th. Wonderful. All right. So we still have 93 lawyers in here. I'm so glad you guys are here. Now, I would love to answer any questions